Hello, mystery fans. My name's Brian. This is Casper, the star of the show, who hates being on camera, but loves making shenanigans and noises off, off camera. Um, Today, we're doing our
Our shenanigans are cheeky and fun.
weekly wrap up right on cue, and I did 3 books this last week. And I read The Absolute True Diary of a Part-Time Indian by Sherman Alexie. This was a very interesting story of a boy growing up on the reservation and his life on there, and him being told that he needs to get off the reservation and do better with his life by
You mean shenanigans?
the principal of the school where the reservation he is on, kind of like pushing him to not follow the trend of his family. Very, very good story. I also read The Whisper Band by Alex North. This was a pretty good story. I I enjoyed it for the most part. You want to stay on the camera, sir. The only caveat that I would say is that the action of this thriller doesn't start until really almost 3/4 of the way through this book. There is a minor, I don't want to say a minor, there is a problem at the beginning of the story, but it doesn't get ramped up to a 10 until 3/4 of the way full through, which some thrillers, they start off with that almost immediately, and it's a constant set of danger. This one, a little bit of a slow burn to it. And in between those 2 books, because I read The Whisper Band in a couple nights, a couple days, 2 days, and I didn't want to just have nothing to read the rest of the week. The Myth Makers by John Hendricks. This is a graphic novel of the friendship that developed between J.R.R. Tolkien and C.S. Lewis, and how their upbringings brought about their friendship and how they met. The fact that they both were World War I veterans. So very, very good story in that. I enjoyed it, and you had the way it was structured was very well done. There were certain, because they were talking about fairy tales and things like that, and sometimes if you weren't familiar with it, they would have like a little porthole for you to go to, and you would go to and turn to a different page, and it would explain it. And then after it explained it, I said, okay, now you can turn back to the other page that you were just on, because now you understand the makings of an epic, the makings of a myth, things like that. So very good story. I'm starting to like graphic novels more and more as I age. So I guess it started off with comics, and then I felt like maybe I grew out of it, and maybe I'm growing back into it. Not that anything wrong with reading comics as an adult, but I guess there is that stigma. Now for what I plan to read this week. Well, I'm kind of gonna give my new Kindle a whirl. I just purchased one fairly recently. I've been an advocate of physical books for a while, but watching some YouTubers and winning my support for some more indie authors, and just financial decision for the cost of an ebook versus a physical book, I went ahead and purchased a Kindle here this last week. So yeah, I was going to do an unboxing, but I don't know. I just felt like that was, I don't know if people would have been interested in that. If I continue to enjoy reading on a Kindle, I might upgrade to a color soft just because of my developing love for graphic novels. Um, but we'll see. That might have to be a couple years in the making because those are kind of expensive. But for my ebooks, I plan on reading, continuing in Code of Silence for middle grade May. Um, I started this Friday and maybe Thursday or Friday, and I just haven't had a chance to get back to it. I'm only 5% in, so it's just life in general, being busy, part of being an adult. But it's a Christian middle grade mystery. So all I have gotten to is the group of kids see a unaliving and don't know who it was because they were wearing I think it was a clown mask and an Elvis mask. So we'll see where that story goes. I'm also going to read
Evil shenanigans.
Cop Hater by Ed McBain. I've been wanting to get in this series for quite a while, but can never just seem to find the first book in the series because I guess they're just that hard to find. So I got that through Kindle Unlimited. And the other book that I plan to read this week is an indie author. His new release book, Ride the Spiral by Ben Young. I will read that as well. I already have it pre-ordered. I believe it's coming out Tuesday. So I will link his channel where he talks about it in the description box down below. And make sure you get your pre-orders in now to help support local indie authors.
You know you love me.
Do I know that? Yes. Yes, I do.
Mr. Want to make noise but not be on camera. Isn't that right? But yeah, those are the books that I plan to read this week. What about you guys? Do you have a plan on what you're wanting to read? It's kind of coming up towards the end of June. So we will, no, May. Sorry. Wow. I skipped a whole month. Well, that's a week left of June. May. Goodness, my brain. So we'll see how strong we finish May. As always, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.